Songwriting-wise, when you're in a band, then you can, if you have some problems, maybe finishing a song or maybe well looking for, I don't know, other parts, a bridge or something. Did you write all the material from A to Z for Supergrass, or did you get some help too? Because now you have to do it all on your own then.
Well, you know, it depends. I mean, I don't know, yeah, I've always kind of written on my own as well, you know. And then, yeah, you know, in Supergrass we'd take stuff, everyone would bring ideas in, and, you know, we'd all write, you know, it was all very kind of equal, you know, in that way. But I've just always enjoyed writing on my own, so it wasn't that much of a change, you know. I just kind of had to think about what I wanted to say, you know, and what I wanted to get across, and just have a bit of a laugh with it, have some fun with it, and just kind of find mad sounds and, you know, play some mad instrument, and, you know, it's playing stuff like violin, which I've never played, and I still can't play it, but I love it when I get one single note, I get real buzz, and it's like, whoa, I'm making it sing, and you know, shit like that. I don't know, it's just good fun, just to experiment.
And the what was for you on the new album? What was the starting point then for the body of work that it became?
I think it was probably sort of mid-2013. I wrote Buffalo and Girl Who Fell to Earth and To the Wire, I think, as well.
Yeah.
And I recorded those quite quickly, and I got Buffalo finished very quickly and mixed it, and then just put it out on a 7-inch. Like, this was late 2013, I think. So that was really the start of the record, you know. That was the Buffalo was sort of the seed of the album, really. And sort of sonically as well, the kind of stylistically, what I wanted to sort of try and get across and what I was working on. Buffalo ticked a lot of boxes for me.
And can you explain how you stumbled upon the sound of Buffalo? How did it come together?
I just was sort of making little loops, little sort of sounds that were kind of looping, and then playing chords, you know, just sitting at the piano and playing chords to them.
Yeah.
You know, and just finding, because they were sort of melodic loops, so then I'd try different chord progressions and just sort of do it blindly, just not even think about it, just sort of hit like sort of stream of conscious, you know.
But how come the loops?
Just to sort of create like different melodic moments, really. Just to sort of see, it's kind of cool when you sort of clash notes together, and it's kind of, I don't know, I like happy accidents, and so it's kind of, I guess it's sort of like jamming with myself. Yeah. I find something to kind of run as a loop, like a weird few little noises, like the start of Buffalo, and then I'll just sit and play, and then see what happens.
And those noises, do you create them yourself?
Yeah, that's sort of another fun bit in itself. So before I've even sort of writing, I kind of think, and I've got this mad little looping box that's really rudimentary, very basic. It's got a few wires in it. It's got no screen or anything. Yeah. But a little microphone that sticks out of it. So I just record mad stuff, and then go through it and listen through, and then I can loop stuff and just find mad sounds. Yeah.
Do you also record sounds, let's say, when you're out in the open, in the air, or maybe walking around? Or?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, that's probably more on the phone sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, it was more really sounds around the house and kind of going into the kitchen and sort of tapping a few glasses and then hitting the loop button. Then it's kind of like, whoa. Yeah. I mean, Oscillate on the album, that track, and it started with these sort of household loops that I got together.
And in hindsight, because I think you started out very traditional, writing with a guitar, I think. Or not?
On some of it, yeah.
No, but I mean, way back.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, guitar, piano. Yeah. I guess, yeah. Or as a band in a room. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is if you compare it? Do you need those changes for you that you're working now with loops?
I just think it sort of suits me. It just kind of suits my sort of approach, really. Just to sort of I mean, Girl Who Fell to Earth was just written on acoustic. You know, kind of quite old school. That's, you know, I still love to do that. That's, you know, it's still something that I explore all the time. But I just think it suits me just to kind of get some mad noises and then just kind of go, whoa, that sounds amazing, and then you just sort of think, oh, I just going to get a bass and play some sort of fuzz bass to this mad loop sounds that I've got. And then, you know, before you know it, there's just a mad idea comes along, and then that's when the writing starts, I guess.
When did you start with this way of working, recording sounds and then looping, and then is it for the last 3 or 4 years, or did you do it 10 years ago too?
No, yeah, I guess for the last sort of 3 or 4 years. I mean, we did it, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, we experimented a lot in Supergrass, I think, you know. We tried all sorts of things, you know, and that was always what made the albums kind of cool in the way they progressed and they changed and stuff. But in an isolated sort of way, yeah, I hadn't worked like that before, personally. So yeah, it was exciting for me.
What are you looking for in a song? Sometimes people say, well, I just want to write the perfect pop song, or I want to do this or do that. What is it for you? What is your goal when you start out to write a song?
I just want to write something that just makes you go, fuck, that's mental. You know, just gives you that thing where you just have this reaction. I mean, I get it when I hear the odd, you know, the odd track from another artist or something. It's kind of weird when it does, because you're kind of like envious and a bit jealous, but then you're kind of quite inspired and excited as well. You know, it's a real buzz. But that's what I want to write something that when I play it back through the speakers, you know, even I, having written it, sort of go, fuck. That sounds amazing. You know, whether that's just a moment or a guitar sound or something, it's just, those are the kind of things that sort of get me excited.
What artist, what song got you excited in the last 1 or 2 years?
I don't know. You know, there's a few tracks from that Grizzly Bear record that I loved. You know, the Shields album. There's a couple of tracks from that really did it for me. Just in the sort of, I guess, you know, sonically and the approach, and yeah, I really sort of enjoyed that. But I don't know. I remember thinking back to when I first heard the, you know, Arcade Fire's first record. I mean, what was that, like 10 years ago or something, maybe?
Even more, I think, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. And just, yeah, when you kind of hear, you sort of hear Wake Up or sort of, you know, the first track, Neighborhood or whatever. And those are sort of moments where you go, shit, man, you know, yeah, I've got to pick my game up a bit. You know, there's some really good stuff happening. Or, you know, White Stripes and stuff like, you know, I remember seeing them at Coney Island in New York. And it was just one of those moments, yeah, you think, they're doing the shit.
How is music now evolving? Because sometimes there's a lot of criticism on what artists do have to say, or how this music is evolving. Do you share those views, or? It's
really kind of moving fast. You know, all the changes are kind of, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, now you've got Apple Music that are kind of trying to jump in there, and you know, it's. My first thought was when something like that comes along and there's new platforms come along, it's like, shit, that's just another thing I've got to update. Yeah. It's another thing I've got to kind of send this message across kind of 17 different, you know, platforms for people to see, and it's kind of bonkers, really. But you know, it's still the same. You know, the essence hasn't changed. You know, if you write a good record, you know, just write good music, then you know, the fact that the whole landscape is different around it, it's just the sort of stuff you deal with. You deal with it or you don't deal with it. It's kind of, it's not, you know. And
actually the level of songwriting, if you compare it, let's say, to 20 or 30 years ago, is it?
I don't know. There hasn't been anything really exciting for a while. You know. I mean, again, first, you know, when I first saw Arctic Monkeys, you know, that was kind of like, this is a really fresh, exciting, you know, important British band. You know. There hasn't been anything for a while, you know. I don't think from the UK, you know, as far as sort of something incredible.
Yeah, but UK acts actually are doing better than ever now.
Yeah, I mean,
with Ed Sheeran, with Sam Smith, with Eddie Goulding,
yeah, I mean, that's kind of, you know, that's also quite, yeah, I mean, it's kind of quite mainstream as well. It's sort of, it's the kind of the pop market, but you know, yeah, I see good stuff all the time. I mean, I've been playing with bands, you know, on tour over this last 6 months, and bringing bands on to support and stuff. I'm seeing loads of great stuff, loads of great music. So it's all there, you know. It's just when's the next big one going to happen, you know?
And then Lyric-wise, do you think bands still have enough to say compared to 10 or 20 years ago, or is it just different now?
I don't see why not, you know. It depends on what you want to write about, but yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just always about kind of doing, you know, it sounds kind of obvious, but having plenty of adventures, you know, and plenty of experiences, and, you know, but obviously kind of my life being sort of based on touring and stuff, not to write about touring as well, you know, kind of, but it's more kind of make sure you have kind of varied experiences which kind of, you know, complement life on the road, but then, you know, just write about mad stuff.
I think mad stuff is something that is returning for you all the time.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah.
Supergrass too, the early beginnings. Like you were saying, writing lyrics about your views on sex back then, or the girl with the changeable head, or I think there's no
changeable head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Matador is sort of a bit. It's quite sort of. It's quite dark, you know, Matador in places. But then there's sort of real moments of kind of joy and light as well. So it's kind of maybe it's just sort of how life's been for the last sort of 5-6 years. You know,
was it
it's just
dark?
kind of up and down, you know.
What was more up? What was more down for you?
Oh, you know, well, it's kind of all sorts of stuff, you know. I mean, you know, it was about 10 years ago my mum died, and that was pretty intense, and that sort of, you know, that set kind of certain weird kind of wheels in motion, and yeah, that kind of messed me up for a little while, and then, but then kind of, you know, my daughter was born, and you know, it's life, you know, it's what happens to everyone, you know, it's kind of, and it's just how you sort of navigate that, really. And I guess I sort of found that quite interesting when writing sort of lyrics, you know, without being too internal or too morose or too depressing, but just to kind of write about the sort of the oddity of life, you know, and how kind of you can be up one minute and down, but then bring in other stuff around it, you know. So again, so it's not just really ultra personal.
It's for you, I don't know.
Like Lennon, I always love Lennon lyrics like that in that way. They were kind of quite sort of,
what part?
Sort of bare and exposed and
the Plastic Ono Band.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and quite delicate, but then had an edge and an aggression and a sort of, and you know, I don't know. Yeah, it just sort of worked.
I don't know if you, because he.
Oh yeah, I've got to go on stage quite soon.
Sorry,
actually.
okay. Last question. Then last question. 40 next year.
Oh yeah.
Is it important for you, or other people say?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know, man. I hadn't thought about it till you just fucking mentioned it.
Okay. Well, then I won't mention it again.
No, it's all good. I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's the new 50, isn't it? 40. Oh no, is it the way around?
Or maybe the new 30.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm excited about it. I'm gonna have a big party, or I'll just be sat on my own in my slippers, having a whiskey, crying.
Could also be
Either one of the two.
Okay.
One of the two.
That's good.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Good to meet you, man. Cheers.